Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. How are you this evening, this afternoon, today, wherever it is that you're sitting and wherever it is you're joining from? We are so excited to have you here. As you can tell, I am joined by a guest, Kyle from Quizizz. Kyle, say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much. So Kyle's joining me. We're going to dive right into this app smash here in just a minute, but got to get some of the basics out of the way. As you know, if you've been to one of our webinars before, bing, you'll see in the chat, we have the amazing Katie Fielding. She's going to be there answering questions, sending you links to resources, and just making sure generally that everyone in the chat is attended to. So if you have your questions, you can add them there. You can also add them to the Q&A feature if you're watching us live on Zoom. If you're watching the recording, sorry, you don't get to ask live questions, but you can send us emails and connect with us in our Facebook group or any of our social accounts. We are always open to those, and thanks for watching the recording. So please do take a moment, introduce yourself in the chat. We have a Jessica Mucci. I love when our community members from Book Creator join. And Kyle, if you see anybody in that chat that you know, give them a shout out too.
Yeah, it's
Michelle
awesome. I don't know
Manning,
where that's from.
Heidi Samuelson, Honest, yeah, brand new ambassador there. If I miss you in the chat too, and I don't call you out, well, yeah, I'm so sorry. Because I'm going to keep my eye on that as best I can. I'm going to turn my attention to this gentleman who's joining me today, and Alana. Hi, Alana. How are you? Alana's going to be helping us out in the chat with Katie as well, but she's coming on to say hello. How are you doing, Alana?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Absolutely wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So we've got all that support going on in the chat. But before we get started, we got to do some introductions. So my name is David Hotler. You know me. I'm the community manager here at Book Creator. I'm joined by Kyle. Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Hey, everyone. I am Kyle Nemus. I am the head of community over here at Quizizz, longtime science teacher, tech coach from Jersey, who now gets to spend every day just telling everyone all the amazing things you can do with quizzes with your students. So it's amazing. And sometimes I get to hang out with people like David, which is also amazing.
Alana, say hi. Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was distracted by the chat. I'm seeing so many familiar people. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. And I'm Alana. I work with Kyle at Quizizz. I'm the community manager, and I am just so excited to be chatting about Book Creator with you guys today. I mean, like, you guys are awesome. Quizizz is awesome. I mean, this is just like the best possible webinar ever. I think that we should like live stream this on
Absolutely.
cable. I should talk to my
We're
contact at Netflix.
I, Netflix has actually just emailed me. I saw the notification come through. So Kyle, this kind of all came together 2 months ago when you DM'd me. You slide into my DMs. I get this message. You actually did, Katie and I, and you're like, "Hey, I was just going through the like 7,000 features that Quizizz has, and I noticed that this one just got this revamp. And I was playing around with Book Creator, and you sent me these screenshots, and they're like, oh, this is super cool. Put a screenshot of it in our Facebook group, which, if you're not a part of, is incredible. We got 16, 17,000 teachers in there answering questions about Book Creator, app smashes like Quizizz. We drop in a little video of Kyle giving this little explanation, and people went nuts, Kyle, like nuts. I don't know whether it was your awesome explanation of it or just the crazy tool or just the amazing app smash. But we're going to show you a sneak peek of some really cool integrations here in just a minute. But Kyle, tell us more.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and I love that I can just like send you stuff because I don't know, like I feel like if you're watching right now and you are a tech coach or teacher, and like you have those moments where you're like kind of have that like, wait, this is like, is this amazing? Like I can't tell if this is just like, oh, this is kind of cool, or is this like something really, really big and amazing? Which is why I hit you and Katie up, and I was like, I feel like this is
Exactly.
amazing, and so I think we both agreed like. Yeah, this is such a great way to bring the amazing stuff you do and the amazing stuff that we do kind of together in this like perfect little world. And so I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna show everyone here. I'm gonna show you a couple different ways you can bring Quizizz and Book Creator together that are like my favorite ways. And I don't know, I hope you leave with like a lot of really cool ideas. And I hope that you find it as amazing as I did.
Kyle, before we do all that, so in rehearsal, you were showing me a couple of the new features. We were just like showing each other. You showed me something about accommodations that blew my ed tech mind. And maybe this I've just been out of the class too long, but if you are a fan of inclusive learning, accessibility, student voice, please show us this feature, this accommodations feature. It is awesome,
Thanks, David.
folks.
I love that you
You're
share
welcome.
that same excitement. So whenever I'm at in any booth, anything I'm ever at about talking with Quizizz, I always say, listen, like to David's point, like 7,000 new things have come out in the last year, and they're like amazing. But I always say out of all 7,000 of them, this is my favorite. So yeah, when we were talking yesterday, I was like, David, like this thing is so cool. So before we jump into it, I would love to just show the world like the accommodations, which have kind of been out for a little while now, but they're still kind of hidden and like, and so I want to start off showing you this one thing about quizzes that is my absolute favorite. I think it's the most impactful thing that we do. And then we'll show you all the amazing cool things that you can do with Book Creator. So I am gonna, it's easier to probably show you. Um, yeah, let me just show. It'll be easier. So check this out. So this is like my little like mini slide deck I have kind of about it. And so like this screen here that I'm showing right now is not new to any teacher who is in the building, right? Like every single person knows that like everyone in the classroom has different needs. Some students prefer things read aloud to them, some prefer it in a different language, some just need some different engagement, like some have IEPs and anxiety and all those different things, right? And again, I'm not here to call out any platform, but I will say this is what we did for 9 years that I am so happy we don't do anymore. Let me just say that. We used to say, hey, everyone, come on in, join the quiz. It's amazing. It's fun, right? And the kids would join on in, and it was fun. And like, but the reality is, if anyone looked around the classroom, every single kid was doing the exact same activity. And so no matter how amazing and fun we want it to be, there is no one size fits all, right? And so I was so insanely pumped when our team decided to build accommodations. And so what it is now is it's the exact same experience for a student. So you can still say the same thing. Come on in, join. We're going to learn about photosynthesis. Here's the code. Here's the link. Join on in. But what you can do as a teacher is you can kind of like click a couple buttons beforehand. You can do this in the beginning of the year, like one time, set it and forget it. And you can say, cool, let's make sure that these couple students get some extra time when they are doing their quizzes. And let's make sure that these few students get only two choices instead of four. And let's make sure this student gets the questions read aloud to them in Spanish because that's going to be the best way. And so what happens then is every single time you do a Quizizz quiz, all those students join in with the same code. But then if you look at like this kind of clear example here, like some students might see this, and it has like a very normal question, multiple choice. But on someone else's screen, it looks like this. And no student has any idea what's on anyone else's screen. Like there's no special colored worksheets to join or different links to join. Like to me, this is the number one most thing I'm so proud of here at Quizizz is that we have this ability now to like really is no magic bullet. There is no magic bullet, but I think this helps us get a little bit closer to helping meet the needs of all students. So like, thanks, David, for letting me share this. This is my favorite.
I love this. And yeah, I really think teachers should consider this. Just, even if they're not using quizzes regularly, like plug this in once or twice, give it a try and see how it changes the dynamic of that fun classroom wrap up assignment or, that bell ring you're going to do.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things that like you talk to a lot of folks and some people are a lot of people are using it, but there's a lot of people who aren't. It's just one of those things like, yeah, I keep seeing it. I just haven't done it. And so again, what I would encourage you to do if you use quizzes, like just try it. Like just like pick a couple students that you can, would maybe need it. And I think you're going to quickly find out, wow, that was really as compared to a million other options you can use for differentiation. It's like way, it's so easy and efficient.
And it's not set in stone either, right? Like you can back these things off as and when, right? So you've got this granular control that's just makes it perfect for teaching.
It's awesome.
Loving
And
this.
I'll say the last thing about it, and Alana and I were messing around the other day because a brand new part of even this came out like last week. And I was like, Alana, like we need to make a video about this. This is so cool. And so now there's this option for you as like the teacher is that you can just add another teacher, let's just say a special ed teacher who's in your classroom. And they can basically be your co-teacher in this. So what that means if Alana was my special ed teacher and I taught middle school science, like and then Alana can be the one who assigns the different accommodations to different students. So I, as the classroom teacher, can still take care of all the content and all the other stuff. And she can just make sure the kids have all the things that they need for their IEP. So it's like really cool that now you can actually like share with different teachers, like because obviously like we do share students. And so I love that part too.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Cool. Should we do the book
Well, thank
reader
you for
thing?
showing us that. But the chat is just I can feel the vibration in the chat. They just want to see this app smash. So we've got a couple of questions coming in while you switch your screen. We did have someone ask, does it really translate to Spanish speakers? Yes, it does. It will read those questions aloud. I assume they need to be wearing some headphones. Um, and yeah, that's on the free version,
Yeah. And so shall we do the book creator thing? The
as it
thing
should
that's on
be.
my mind.
Yes,
Okay.
do it.
So here's what you can do is here's the first thing I'm going to show you can do is you can have it. So a student, I wonder if I should just do it. Let's just do it. All right, let me just show you. Ready?
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
just show because it's kind of like there's three tiers of this happening. Is from what I yes.
Let's do it. Right. And so if you're here, I assume that you're a book creator fan, as you should be, and you've seen lots of amazing books. And so what I want to show you is this. So here we have a regular book creator book that's amazing for teaching like digital citizenship. And so what we can do, watch what you can do now in quizzes. And so all I'm going to do is just kind of copy a link to the book and watch this magic. It's so cool. All right. So if I then go over to quizzes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a passage, it's called, which is one of our newer formats. And then I know I'm going a little quick here, but just you follow wherever it says embed website. So embed your website, embed your website. All right. So now all I'm going to do is basically copy and paste and watch this magic. What it's going to do is now in quizzes, the entire book is there in quizzes, and it's completely all the normal stuff you can do with Book Creator is right there now in quizzes. You can still go through it. You can change the settings, like all that kind of stuff is right there. And so what I would do now as a teacher, I'd say, cool, we have this amazing book on digital citizenship. I want my students to read, and I want them to answer some questions about that, right? I want to check for their understanding. And so I, as a teacher, of course, can make my own questions, but watch how cool this is. I don't know if you've heard, there's this thing AI, which is pretty cool now. And so if I just hit generate with AI, it's going to read the book creator book for me and pull out a lot of those top questions. And he usually does it in maybe 4 seconds. And some are amazing and some are not, right? And like all AI, but like it gives you an amazing spot to start. And so copy paste, make with AI, and let me show you what the student would experience. It would look something like this, where the student can go through and like read the questions. And along the way, they have some questions they can answer that you as a teacher get like immediate feedback. So like it combines the amazingness of Book Creator with the assessment of quizzes. And you saw that took what, David, like a minute to actually create?
That was I think it was less than a minute. You went from content that was I mean that was like a template book that's in our Discover library. You didn't have to make to a quiz about the content. Whoa,
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
that's
And so,
incredible.
yeah, and so we were messing around trying to think of like, okay, well, this is awesome. And like teachers are definitely making books, right? But my daughter is 11 and she's in fifth grade. And I was telling her this because I was excited and she was, excited, but not as excited as me because she's a fifth grade kid. It's like, okay, Dad, what are you going on about? But anyway, I was like, but Charlotte, I was like, I think you can do this too. I was like, I know like students are always creating books. And I was like, you can bring your books into like quizzes and like have this really cool thing where you show like you quiz your own like classmates. So watch. And again, hopefully she's okay with this. So this is like this is a book a kid made. Let's just say Charlotte didn't make this one. Alex made it, I guess. And let's say it's a book about alligators. So I'm going to actually go over here to Charlotte's account. So here I am as like a student right now in quizzes. And so the same idea, like a student can make their book in Book Creator and like watch, like, and I think it's pretty much the same process without the AI. There's no AI available for the students right now, but they could embed their website. And so here Charlotte is going and she's like bringing her alligator book in there, right? And then I know it says AI, but they don't have access to it. She can make a couple questions and maybe it's like a generic question of like, what are three things you learned about alligators, right?
Yeah,
And
this is
then,
totally where I was seeing this come through. Like you could quiz your friends on your stories and your book
yeah,
of poems and
exactly. So here I
engage,
am
like
still,
engage your audience on this whole new level. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, no, no, no. And again, I picture like I would probably have the students like make their book and say, cool, like make a little mini quiz. And then so here I am still under the student account. And right, you just name it real quick. Let's just take care of that. And after they do this, I would probably say, cool, now why don't you make it a link where you can assign it to other fellow classmates? And so Charlotte can just say, okay, cool. And like assign her own little mini quizzes. And like I would probably say, all right, like I, as a teacher, would probably collect all these different links and then say, cool, like here's a whole spreadsheet of all the kids, like their books and their little quizzes, so you all can, quiz each other and that sort of thing. So like, again, obviously there's probably a million ideas, but like it doesn't have to be teachers. Students can do the same thing.
Yes, I love that. And Katie puts in the chat, like think about unit reviews. I think what we talking about just the other day, we were talking about like a jigsaw activity, right? So you break off. That's for this one, right? The passage concept where we've gone off, we've done our little jigsaw research. Am I stealing your thunder, Kyle?
No, 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 go, go, go. This
We
is, I have it in my
so
notes.
we've
Let
gone
me-
off like in the little groups, right? Everyone knows what a jigsaw, research activity is, and so each person does their research. They put it in the book creator. You drop it in here, and now you've got each one of those books. You can jump over to each one. You can study, get the questions. I mean, unit study, review, the pre-thinking. It's all right here. It's super sweet.
Yeah. So I'm hoping one of those two, right, whether they're teacher-facing books that you've created are great for content or
Mm-hmm.
student-facing, like either way you saw, like in seconds, like you can bring it into Quizizz and have that magic that Quizizz has. And so the first thing I showed you was the accommodations too. And like I want to like bring that back as a layer to this. Like that all fits in here too, right? So like if you're giving any of these things with Book Creator, any of these like these lessons, activities, the same thing would apply, right? You could have students like they'd read the book and then they would get only two questions instead of four. So like it's such an amazing way that you can really kind of differentiate that. And I know, David, I was part of one of your webinars recently. You were talking about a lot of the cool things you all had within Book Creator for like the
Mm.
differentiation and read alouds and stuff like that. So like I feel like those two together are just incredible.
Right. Like I'm seeing translations being really impactful here because it's very, very easy to just translate the entire book. And then you would be able to have this content already available instead of needing. So not only is the assessment content accommodated through your platform automatically, but you could use our platform to automatically translate the entire learning resource for the student and then apply that magic. And now you've got a completely differentiated instruction based on language that took, that the robots did for you, basically, which is incredible. I mean, this is what's getting us across the line faster. I love this.
Yeah, I did too. All right. So again, like this is
Okay.
like my teacher check.
Eileen wants to see,
What you want to say?
show us one more time. She wants to see where you did this links. He's going to make a new event. So yeah, there's the link. Copy link a book. Goes to Quizizz. And this one's called a passage, but we're going to show you the other several here in just a second. This is the one we're actually showing you live how to build. But in any of these, there's opportunities to put book creator in.
So passage, and then just follow wherever it says embed website. Embed
Yeah.
website, embed
Yeah, because
website.
all you're doing is embedding the book. And folks, book creator embeds into a gazillion, like try putting the link he copied from book creator into all of your favorite ed tech apps and just see what happens because we embed, that's our embed code. If you need it, you can just use that right there. So we also have embed codes and stuff. But yeah, of course, I didn't know that.
And so
What
actually,
was the other one?
we have two more things. So we've shown the teacher
Yes.
angle, the student angle, and then we have two more things I want to show folks. But I feel like I have to mention
Okay.
this too. Like we embedded a book creator, but this whole thing started with PhET. I don't know how many folks here are science teachers, support science teachers, but the whole thing,
Right.
I didn't even know you can do this in Quizizz, right? And I feel like I know all the ins and outs of Quizizz. And I had a science teacher reach out to me. He was like, oh, I'm embedding a PhET next to it. And I was like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. And so it opened up this door where like, yes, you can embed PhETs, you can embed book creators, you can embed Desmos graphs, digital manipulatives. Like there's like, I would just like start thinking like, like if you have something really amazing, like a amazing website or content, you can put it on one side and give students questions on the other side. So kind of like there's a whole lot of possibilities there. All right, should we get to number three?
I love that. We got to go to number three because Jessica Mucci, one of my faves, is in the chat. She's like, can you do this with all the other stuff too? And the answer is yes. Kyle, which is the next that we're going to use?
Okay, so we have teacher passage, students make a passage, but like what if hypothetically you just wanted to like turn it into a quiz? You don't necessarily want the book right there. You just kind of like want a really cool quiz about alligators. Hey, like amazing, you made this book, Charlotte, about alligators. Like let's turn it into a fun quiz. Or I made this book for my students. Watch how quick this is, ready? And so I feel like we should time this. So same thing. I'm going to copy a link. Ready? Okay, thanks, David. Okay. And so let's just say again, I want this quiz. What's going to happen is, assuming the Wi-Fi is perfect here, I'm going to create an assessment this time, which is like the bread and butter of quizzes forever. And so this time I'm going to say generate with AI. And all I'm going to do is choose website and paste in the book creator link. And let's just say science, sixth grade, cool. I'm just going to basically hit generate quiz. So now what's going to do is AI is going to read over this book creator book that someone made. And again, usually in 10 to 20 seconds, it'll generate this like really fun quiz. And there we go. And so maybe I said you don't want the book, but you just want like a fun quiz about your book. And so that took 10 seconds, and now you have this really cool thing. And David, you and I were going back yesterday because you were saying like, is it really reading the book, or is it just like kind of pulling facts about alligators? And like we went through and we're like, oh yeah, this fact is like in the book, and this fact is in the book. It's pulling it directly from the book. Yeah, it's super
Yeah,
cool.
no, it is. It's very, very cool. So again, you're having students make or take their entire note kit from a unit and dump them in here. This could be for their own benefit. You know, I just want to quiz myself on my own set of notes. It's really cool.
And so, David, I'm going to go, if you don't mind giving me 1 minute here, I'm going to show
Do
this
it.
other thing that is like, in theory, like one of the least important things Quizzes does, but it's also one of the most popular. And so, okay, so let me show you. Let me close a couple tabs here. Cool. All right. And so let's just you saw it took like 10, 20 seconds and we made a quiz about alligators. And so I was messing around with this right before the webinar, David, to see how it turned out. And so there's this part in quizzes where you can make questions sound like whoever you want wrote them. And I was like, okay, so this is me as a teacher, right? Okay, brought it in, Charlotte's quiz about alligators. And I would say to Charlotte, like, cool, like, Charlotte, why don't we actually make it sound like an alligator wrote these questions? And I was like, first of all, I don't even know what that means. Like an alligator wrote them, but I was like, let's just see what happens, right? So I just want to always show this, like, you can make all your questions sound like, make it sound like an alligator wrote all these. And it's kind of funny. Okay. And so this I would say is the 1-2 punch. You can make it whatever you want. And so instead of what do juvenile alligators primarily eat, what do us young gators like to munch on the most? How many of us gators are lurking in the swamps? Again, like, is that needed? I
And
don't know.
honestly, that's a good lesson in perspective, Kyle. Not just saying, like, think about, that's it. Oh, that's hilarious. Wait,
Yeah.
read another one. Read another one. Why
Why
can't
can't the gators
alligators
come?
live in? I love it. That's brilliant. And I saw too when you were in that little dialogue, it was translated to another language. So obviously, you're leveraging these tools for that multi-language and multilingual learning classroom as well, which is, you know, something we all need to be supporting for sure.
I know it's funny, David, when these first came out, like those are things we talked about because those are the most important for sure, right? Like different languages and all those things that really help differentiate. But this is the one that people love the most, the idea of like taking something and like make it sound like the celebrity wrote it or an alligator wrote it or this YouTube star wrote it. And like they're all like so cringy a lot of times, but like it increases the engagement. So it's pretty good.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. All right, am I going to show the one Katie built?
Yeah, okay.
Is it my
So
turn?
so we have three so far. So you got the fourth one, David. I'll stop sharing.
All right, I'll do. All right, I'll do four. So you can't see her face, but you have felt her presence in your classroom in some amazing way. The Katie Fielding behind the scenes put together this activity. This activity, actually, I think she's going to share a link to it in the chat. You can do this in your classroom right now. This is a great end of school year activity. If you're one of those Northern Hemisphere teachers, it's all about planning a travel guide. And so, what we're doing here is we've got this template about planning a trip, right? And this is it embedded into a lesson. So this is like a slide presentation you're going to put up in front of the students before they're going to go off and do this work. And you're going to sit at your desk and look up, the drinks at the beach resort where you're going this summer. So this book in here is super fun, right? But it's a daunting task to just drop this in front of students. They're going to fizzle if you just put this in front of them. You want to get them excited about it. And so instead, what we've embedded it in here. We can review the book, and then we've built in some fun engagement pieces here, right? So we've got the word cloud, so students are going to type in. And again, this all works with the accommodation stuff. When we started this, students come in, they get to play this fun game, and it's just asking them basic questions about travel because, we can't assume that all of our students have been on lavish vacations. And so we're sort of warming them up to this idea of what it is to travel, what it's like to travel, getting all of the things brought up to the front, and then showing them, in fact, other portions, because we can copy a link to just the specific page. So we've embedded, now we're saying, okay, well, now we're going to talk a little bit about attractions. What are attractions? Where might we find attractions? And then bang, we're going to be asking some questions about that exact thing. So by the end of this, what could be quick activity, we're going to say, okay, now you've got the link to this book. You could assign this book using Book Creator. You could dump it in your Google Classroom. You could assign it through Canvas or whatever LMS you're using, Schoology. And then the students could jump in. They could have that independent practice. They're adding their images. They're talking about a trip that they're going to take, things like that. So this is available right away. I believe the links in the chat. I lost my chat when I shared my screen. And you can start using that right away. It's got a book. This is a free Book Creator template that you can pull. I pulled it right out of our Discover library. So just check that out. But this is just another example of how you can essentially come to a slide, insert a book, and then use quizzes around it to support that learning material or whatever it is. In this case, you're introducing the work that the students are going to do. Did I do an okay job? I've never demoed quizzes before.
I think you did an amazing job. I will say, I'm going to add on the part that you told me yesterday, though, is that I didn't know in Book Creator you can link directly to like a page within Book Creator.
Oh, right.
It's super cool for this like lesson, because it means like you can show page 1 or 2 and then have a couple slides or questions about it. And then all of a sudden the next part is like page 4 and 5. So like you can like do your lesson almost like chunks. You can really chunk your book activity, which I thought was like such a creative use. I never thought of that.
Yeah, and have it show up right on that page. There's also this little hack that people don't know. I think it's like question mark no preview. If you add this at the end of the link and then you use that to embed it, it doesn't have that little this book pop up. But that's kind of like a pro tip hack. My ambassadors know it, I'm sure. Kyle, can we do a game? Can we play one of these?
Yeah, I think
we thought it'd be fun to fire one up. Yeah. So you hit start now. So if you're at home in the audience, this is what it looks like to launch one of these from the teacher's perspective. I'm just going to do it like I've got it on the board here. So I'm going to leave it sort of in classic mode. I don't need to go into the test stuff. And I'm going to kind of just leave it open-ended. I'm going to hit start here. And then it just pulls up, we've all been here before. You go to joinmyquiz.com. You punch in this number. And we've got a couple of questions. This is kind of like a wrap-up activity, right?
So David, can you where it says share via on the top right, there's like that little link button.
Share via, yeah.
Yeah, just copy that link. We just pop that in the chat for folks too.
Whoa. Okay. Sorry, chat folks. My bad. Here we go. Gosh, you guys update this platform a lot. Here we go. Oh, I love it. People are jumping in. Yeah, because we've got quite a few people watching. Yeah, there's quite a few over there. Here we go. All right, folks. You know the drill. I'm going to give you 15 more seconds to get your digital butt into that room. Chris is ready. She's 18, 19. Here we go. Better get in there. It's about half of you. Oh. Here we go. We're starting it. Hopefully you can join as it's going. Okay.
And so for those at home, can I talk through kind of what folks are seeing? Or actually, David, how about this? Since you copied the link, can you just like paste that link into a new tab? So you can just join and show the folks at home what everyone else is seeing?
It's a brilliant idea. Okay, I can do that from a new tab. Yep, start. There we go. Oh, of course, because this is the teacher view.
Yep, and so this is what everyone here is seeing.
Okay. So I'm going to get a copy of this book. It's a little too... so
you see where it says show less?
Settings.
You can make it bigger too. You see right there in the middle where it says show less? Yep. So if you want, you can always
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And I changed the page settings to just not show side by side. And we also have this nice little zoom feature here that you can use to jump in on stuff. So we can review the book. This is student view. And then it's asking me multiple choice, which do I want to try first? Oh, cool. Okay. So I come in here. I see keyboard navigation, high contrast buttons. Love to see that. Well, I'm trying lesson. So that's me. I love this. And so now my responses are coming in. Look at this. I'm the only one who has it. No, okay. I'm not the only one slacking. Get up there, guys. Come on. Okay, sorry, I'm not feeling the most creative, y'all. Love this. So super fun, quick little activity. This book too, Katie has put this little book. It's actually like a little instructional guide of kind of everything we just talked about. I don't need to copy the link. I want to do this. This has just kind of got like a little bit of a step by step on how to do what we just showed you. So I know someone was asking, "Hey, well, can you show that again?" We've made this book. Katie Fielding is incredible. So that's ready. Kyle, what else should I show about this? Everybody's nailing it.
I mean, so if you want to show the teacher side, you can like end it and show like the report so you can see what everybody put. Like, but that's like the
Fun.
normal quizzes part. Oh, actually, you'll see the winner, even though I don't know the word here, but let's get to
Yeah, I don't know how anyone wins that one, but KJ, you're a winner in my heart. KJ, and all of you are winners in my heart. Hey, that was fun. What did we hit? 4 examples of how to embed Book Creator?
Yeah, we did teacher book in a passage. Students can do this passage, but they, from their end, but they can make it themselves. You can turn any book creator book into a quiz, and then you can put all your book creator books like in the slides of a lesson. Like it's 4 brand new ideas. Hopefully, folks have.
Bang, bang. And Katie's got these instructions. These are linked. So, folks, if you didn't know, all of our webinars, we just have one big bad book to rule them all. It's just a big old book, and it's just full of all the resources you could ever want from all of our webinars. And on the page that has this webinar, you will find a link to this book. But anyway, it's got all of the links that you're going to need to do the passage, the assessment, the lessons. Super fun. And all the books that we use today, you have access to, but most of them we found in our Discover library. So check that out too. It's just a chock full of places you can go to find things to embed into quizzes and use them. Do we have any questions, any lingering questions that we didn't get to? Is there something I didn't show before I stopped showing my screen? Anybody want to see? Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, folks, we have reached that time of the webinar where unfortunately, we have to say our goodbyes. Oh, can get rid of that pop-up, can you? Oh, Katie, I think it's question mark no preview, but I have to verify that. Stay tuned. I will tweet it out tomorrow. I'm going to tweet out that hack tomorrow. So follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky or Facebook, and you will see the answer to that question tomorrow. I'm sorry. I need to verify with the engineers exactly what that little hack is. If there are no burning questions, and Kyle, Alana, what else should we leave these wonderful people with that they need to know?
Oh man, I mean, I think we did a good job covering it all. I think they should hopefully already know how amazing Book Creator is, and I don't know, they should know that we're super grateful that they come and hung out with us today. So I think that's the
I agree. I agree. The next place that you're going to see these 2 amazing faces and this mug is ISTE Live 2025. We are currently asking folks in our community to sign up and let us know that they're going to be there. So please do check the Facebook group, check out your email if you're in our community. We want to know if you're going to be at ISTE because we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be doing. And I know Quizizz always goes big. You guys are always got this cool booth. Alana's there jumping around. He's got swag for days. You need to come check us out, both of us. Oh, there's a pinata. Kyle's teasing a pinata. It's a good thing that background remover's on there. Otherwise, I think the crowd would be going nuts. Well, folks, we are over and out of time, but I'm seeing lots of clippy clappies. So I think that is a good sign that we can cut it here. Thank you so much for spending this 30 minutes with Alana and Kyle now and just jumping into Quizizz and Book Creator and just talking about accommodations, accessibility, inclusion, just learning and being awesome. Until next time, happy bookmaking, and we'll see you in the community. Bye, y'all.
Bye, all.